Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you heard this on all the guitar parts on that track at the beginning of the video. This was the source, the sole source of all those guitar tones, other than my brain and fingers. This is the NUX Trident guitar processor. So I've done videos for a number of NUX products before. One of their very small practice amps comes to mind, as well as the Atlantic, which was like a really nice delay and reverb pedal in one. And I even did a video for something like this, which is like a modeling plus effects guitar processor. It was a number of years ago, so it was kind of a precursor to this. And they just keep kind of getting more advanced and better sounding. I was able to get everything from kind of chorused and reverb and delayed American, sort of deluxe reverb sound. That's what started off the song. And then like a whole sort of smorgasbord of distortion tones. A BE100 style model going on, an SLO style model going on, even a Buddha amp for all those different parts. The sounds are actually my presets. I made presets and sent them to the nice folks at NUX, so they are included in the unit. Let's take a look at those for a second. So let's take a look at my presets. They start in bank 86. We've got Pete SLO. We've got Pete Deluxe Verb. I used both those in the tune. Pete Boost JCM, I used that as well. Bank up here to bank 87. 1987X, that's one of my presets, but I didn't use it in this song. BE100 I used in the song. Buddha Super, I used that in the song. Pete DC38, didn't use that. Pete VH4, I did use that. So, good smorgasbord of the presets that I made are used in the song. So this video is all about the music. It's all about that song and the different sounds. My presets really that I use to create those sounds and the song. So I'm not going to show you every single feature and everything that this thing does, but I will walk you through a little bit of it right now. You can use this with guitar amps, kind of hook it up in front or in the effect loop or 4-cable method, or you can use it as a standalone guitar processor and use the integrated models and all that stuff to just kind of go direct. That's how I expect probably most people to get something like this are going to use it. So that's what I focused on in my video using my presets, was using this as the only source of tone. But if you want to, you got provisions there on the back to be able to hook it up. There's an effect loop there. Be able to patch it in with a guitar amplifier and run like some effects in front of your amplifier and then some in the effect loop of the amp, like the time-based stuff. You can do that. For all the sounds in my video, I was plugged into the input and then taken out the XLR outs right into my recording interface to capture all those tones. There's MIDI over 1/8 inch. There's an aux in as well, so I believe you can blend in like, stuff from a MP3 player or something like that, or your phone if you want to jam along to tracks and then listen through the headphones. USB output on the back there because there's an integrated editor. I didn't utilize the editor at all in this video, but it did come in really handy when I was making my presets and storing them. Outputs, you get the 2 XLRs, you get output 1, output 2 on 1/4 inch as well, left and right, and then you also get a phone's output. Expression pedal, so you can do things like mix in, delay, and reverb. You get a bank up and bank down button here, and then these are your presets, A, B, C, so you can store sort of 3 sounds per bank. And then up here you get individual switches to turn on and off the effects. Filter sounds or compressor, mod, that's for like the chorus, the tremolo, the flange, delay on, off. You get a few different delay types. There's a tape delay, there's a Bucket Brigade analog style delay, as well as a digital delay. Reverbs, there's a few different types, plate, hall, all the usual suspects. There's even a looper built in. So these buttons also double as the looper buttons in order to record your loop and then to be able to play and stop, undo, redo button, clear your loop, that kind of stuff. So it's integrated looper built in. So I want to walk you through some of my presets, soloing those tracks outside of the mix from the song at the beginning of the video, so you can really clearly hear my individual presets that I made, and I'll just give you a little bit of detail about which amp model I'm using and whatnot for each preset. Okay, here we go. So for the first part that started off the song at the beginning of the video, I'm using a deluxe reverb model, and I've got some modulation going on this. I've got a little bit of compression going, I've got a delay, and I've got some reverb. Let's check out this sound. So that's preset 86B. If you get one of these, you can get that exact same sound. I might have, when I was recording the parts, tweaked, I think, the delay time a little bit and stuff to match the tempo of the song. But other than that, the preset pulls up exactly like you're hearing it. So for the first kind of lead melody guitar that comes in, it is a BE100 model. So the preset's called Pete BE100. It's 87B. And for this, I just got a little bit of delay and reverb going. Nice fat lead sound. Let's check it out. Next up, I did a stereo pair using my baritone guitar and the Buddha amplifier sim. This is called Pete Buddha Super. This is preset 87C. So for a cabinet, I used a 112 that supposedly has an EV, C414 style microphone, and it just sounded really good. It was just a nice alternative distortion sound to use in the song. Okay, let's check it out. Next up, a stereo pair. I hard panned these and double tracked. Stereo pair of Pete VH4. So this is the classic diesel VH4 amplifier. This was one of my favorite presets that I made, actually. It's just got a really cool, deep, not too bright, but still really clear sound, and it's just ballsy and sounded great with my Les Paul. Let's check it out. Next up, stereo pair of SLOs. So the classic Soldano amplifier. I just decided to kind of thicken up and fatten up even more the part that I did with the VH4 sound, and just do a stereo pair of chug eighth notes using the SLO model. So this is what it sounds like. Last up, I used a boosted JCM sound for the main lead guitar part in the song. JCM 800 style amp, and I'm boosting with a Tube Screamer style boost. And it's really an accurate model. It's got kind of a slightly woolly sound to it, like real JCM 800s do. And then you hit it with a Tube Screamer, it just becomes like tight and way more vicious and cool to me. So let's check that out. I actually recorded another little supplemental part so you can hear what this part sounds like. I'll solo it outside of the mix right now. You can hear the part in its entirety, and then I'll go into a little bit more detail. I've got pretty much, straight up JCM style tone, but I'm boosting it. I got a reverb, I got a digital style delay. I'm going to turn off all the effects, including the boost and everything. Here's the core tone. That sounds a lot like a JCM, it's got that kind of like slightly woolly thing to it, but it's cool. Real full. A lot of people like that. Sometimes I like a slightly tighter sound, but check out what happens when I turn on the boost. Just makes it vicious and tightens it right up. So that sounded really good. So I included that in my preset. Exactly as a lot of people would boost a JCM, right? I mean, you know, boost it in the front end with something hot and kind of mid-rangey that lops off some bass, and it seems to do that thing. Turning on the reverb, right? Gives a nice ambience. I'm gonna turn on the delay. I've got it set on digital right now. I can't remember what's actually in the preset, whether it's digital tape. Anyway, it's one switch away from digital tape. Here's tape. Right? A little more like filtered sounding. Here's the digital. The digital still sounds like it's got a bit of filter on it to me, which is cool. It sounds like a vintage digital delay. Like it's got a little bit of, you know, warmth to the top end. It's not just completely like clean repeats. Yeah, and that's my tone basically. And that's the sound that I used to play the solo in the song at the beginning of the video. At the end of the solo, I did one of those where I cranked up the level and the repeats on the delay and just got that cool effect going. Thanks you guys for watching my video on the Trident from NUX. This is a really fun device. It's super affordable. I had a good time making the presets for it. I like, you know, using tools that I feel like many different guitar players could afford at different levels. And I like being a part of making presets and trying to get the most out of these things that I possibly can, and hopefully passing that on to people. You know, so that they can use them and utilize them. If there's something out there that sounds good that I can get music out of, and it's affordable and versatile, and it helps out guitar players of all different kind of income levels and different playing levels, you know, all the way from beginners to advanced, well, I want to be involved in that. So that's, you know, my association with NUX, and I feel like they make really good stuff. Alright, you can check it out further, that link down there in the video description below. Please click there, it'll take you to more info about the NUX Trident guitar processor. I'll shut up now. I am Pete Thorne. Take care out there. Over and out. See you soon.